Hello and welcome. I'm sorry if I wiggled and jiggled you at the beginning there. I realized my screen was tilted back too far and my head was not off the screen, but closer to the top than I wanted. And anyway, it was all wrong. So hello and welcome. If you are here joining me, I want to let you know that I am Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. And it is Wednesday afternoon, and this is my craft spot. So a time when I just kind of go live and play with something, maybe show you something that you haven't seen before. And maybe we chase my cat who's getting into my craft supplies. Don't know if you can hear that or not. He just knocked over a tub of ribbon, but just on the table. Only one fell on the floor as far as I know. So I suppose it's all good, right? Anyway, if you are here joining me, do say hello. Let me know that you are watching, and I am just trying to open up this page on here so I can see who is here and who is joining me. It is a snowy day, and I don't know where you are, but I know they were calling for a lot of snowstorms all over the place. So maybe you've had it, maybe you're getting it, maybe it's headed your way. Anyway, it seems to have started here, and so we'll see how much we get. It's very fine right now, but it is starting to accumulate. Not a whole lot yet, but if it keeps this up all night, there will definitely be some fresh snow on the hills tomorrow. Might be a powder day. I'm planning on skiing, so I'm kind of okay with the snow. We really need it for skiing. So anyway, today I am going to be playing with By the Bay stamp set, and Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper. So the By the Bay stamp set and dies are in the new mini catalog, January to April mini catalog. And the Favoured Flowers is a celebration item. So when you spend $60 or more, you can select a free item from the celebration brochure. And Favoured Flowers Designer Series paper is one of them. So you don't have to choose that, but you might want to. Anyway, so that's what we're going to play with today. So let me shift this down here, and I will show you a couple of things. So Seaside Bay, this is the stamp set. I don't have the dies here, but I have used them today. So you'll see cutouts of things that are going to go into our crafting. Excuse me, one moment. Oscar, oh, he's found some paper curls and thinks that they should be his toys. Everything is his toy. It's all about him. When you're a cat, it's all about you, right? So anyway, I do apologize. So that is the stamp set that we are using. And the paper, if you are not familiar with it, is this one. So lots of bold flowers, sort of, I'm going to say intense colors, but I'm not sure if it's so much that it's an intense color or it's the black background that just kind of makes it all sort of pop, but definitely bold looks to this paper on this side. The flip side, though, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew I was missing one. There we go. Is all single color. Well, except for this one. This is Mossy Meadow and Evening Evergreen. But it's just single color, really, and geometric types of patterns. So very different from the front, for sure. And today, I'm going to play with the backs. We're going to use these two green ones. So I thought I would show you something a little bit different that perhaps you hadn't thought of. Or maybe you have. We all know that Designer Series paper has two sides. So yes. Anyway, let's get started. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So often when I'm doing that and I'm working with a stamp and die set that has lots of dies, shapes and things, I get a whole bunch ready. So these seashells are die cut. They have some embossing. Not sure if you can see that on camera. See there are little lines, embossed lines in there. The die does that for you. It's all automatic. And then there are some seashells and some birds that have stamps and dies to cut them out. And then there are other things, but I've already sort of set all those onto my card. So I cut out a whole bunch of pieces, and then I sort of sit down and try and lay things out a little bit and decide what it is I want to do. So this was sort of how I laid out the first card. It's not put together though, and the trick now will be, will I remember what I put where as I take things apart to put it together and to stamp a little bit and that sort of thing. So anyway, here goes. I'm using Very Vanilla for all of my card bases today, and these are all just standard card bases, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So folded in half. That's a standard 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. And this is thick, Very Vanilla, so it makes a nice card base. And I'm also doing all of my cards landscape today. Often I do them all portrait. Today we're going to do them all landscape, just because I was doing scenery. I think the layout worked a little bit better. So here is my piece of designer series paper. And you can see here I have stamped and die cut this bird, and here's some little birds, and then I die cut some sea vegetation, I guess, or some greenery anyway. And then this is a die that just creates like a sandy water border edge sort of look to your paper. So what I thought I would do, oh, this is not the paper that I thought I had here. Thought I had a clean piece of paper, but that's okay. It's just for scrap to collect dots. So one of the stamps in this stamp set is just little dots. See that? To go in the sand, to sort of create a look of sand. There is also this one, sand and seashells. One of the dies cuts out 3 of those 3 seashells. But if you're just stamping, you can stamp the seashells in the sand. I'm not sure I want to use those. I think I'm going to leave it for now, but I'm just going to come in here and stamp tone on tone all over the place, kind of turning this just to sort of give some texture to my sand, to my sand piece anyway, at the bottom here. There we go. Just a tiny bit there. There, so just a little interest, little texture, shall we say. And then I'll just set this aside. And while I'm stamping, I will stamp my sentiment. So I have heartfelt sympathy. I need a sympathy card the other day, and unfortunately I realized that I don't have very many around. So I'm going to use this sentiment today because I need to have some ready. You always want to have some sympathy cards available. You don't ever want to have to use them, but the reality is that sometimes we do have to use them, and it's nice to have them ready to go. And I'm just going to punch this out. You know what? I need to put the name of this punch right on it because I can never remember the name of it. I have done this in my lives before, and I'm going to do it again because I don't remember the name. It is in the annual catalog. At least I know that much, right? Label me fancy. Label me fancy. I don't know why I have such a mental block with that, but I do. So, and then we're just going to start putting our pieces together. So, I am going to. Oh, we're okay. I was going to say I didn't get out any tape runner, but I do have some here. So, okay. I'm going to build everything on my designer series paper and then add it to my card base at the very end. You always, when you're making cards, you want to build from the top down. And now some of these I think will be easier to add if I use some liquid glue, just so I can get into some of these little tiny areas. Oh, I thought this bottle had lots of glue in it. And you don't need glue everywhere, just enough to sort of tuck it down. Just, actually, I was going to tuck it underneath. I don't need to because I'm going to put some shells over top of it. I think that I'm going to put this one right over the base of that plant so that it looks, I mean, it could be growing out of the ground like that, but this will just make it look like it's all a clump of growing stuff. Okay. And then I am going to grab some dimensionals and I'm going to pop up some of these. I think this will put on here. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to put a dimensional onto this guy. Up there. And I'm going to put a little mini dimensional on this on the sheet. Just a few. And I'm going to pop this guy up as well. Right there. And then I just need to put my birdies on. This could be Mama and her baby birds. Perhaps. What do we think? Kind of like that. If you put your birds on right on the sand, you may want to pop them up just to give them a little. So you can see that they blend in with the sand a little bit when they're flat. So this one could be flat, or I could pop them up. I could pop them all up, couldn't I? What the heck? Let's put dimensionals everywhere. So I have cut some of these in half just to make them smaller. So they're sort of long and narrow this way, as opposed to the mini dimensionals that are very round. No right or wrong. just how I have them. Maybe we'll put vomit in. Okay. First, put up a little bit. And I think I can get these half dimensionals. Give me good coverage right across there. Add these little guys. Right. There. And then I'm going to pop up the sentiment as well. If you haven't registered for my girls' getaway weekend and you are looking for a way to escape winter, I don't have a sunny south vacation for you, but I do have a getaway that feels almost as good. Certainly, it will refresh your soul in the same way, and that is by spending a weekend with like-minded ladies who love to craft and spend time together and visit. Look at that. I don't think I'm going to put this on dimensional. I'm going to put it down flat. Yeah, it's my girls' getaway weekend. So it is in Stayner, Ontario, which is near Georgian Bay, Collingwood, Wasaga Beach area. And it's an absolutely awesome location. And the rooms are very much like a hotel room, even though it is a camp. But the beds are really comfy. They provide all of the linen and the towels. All of the rooms have their own bathroom. Most of them have their own shower. And so it's a lovely place to spend a weekend. I don't know that I want a whole lot of bling on here. And what are these? These are the rustic metallic gems. There we go. Card number 1, done. Move on to the next guy. So this next one, I'm using the other designer series paper that I talked about using. Hello, Judy, welcome. We're just crafting with the Favoured Flowers designer series paper and Seaside Bay stamp and dies. So the Favoured Flowers, if you're wondering where the flowers are actually on the other side of the paper. This is the celebration paper, and I'm using the backs today, just what we tend to think of as the backs. Given that it's called Favoured Flowers, there's no flowers on the paper that I'm using, but anyway, that's what I'm using. Okay, and so this one I thought I would do 2 of the larger birds and then just a bunch of the extra pieces. So I think I'm going to add some of that sand texture again because I like the way that turned out. I'm just, you notice I'm kind of just sliding all these things up so I can kind of sort of remember how I had laid it out and what my thoughts were, because I wouldn't remember otherwise. Right? Not that I couldn't recreate it from scratch, that would work, but this way I don't have to. So yes, so girls' getaway weekend, an absolutely awesome weekend. All of our meals are prepared for us, and I have to tell you, the food is yummy. She makes almost everything from scratch, so you know it's good home cooking, and you don't have to do any dishes all weekend. They serve the meals, they do the cleanup. It's awesome. And it's a whole lot of fun. I provide a goodie bag that gives you supplies for some make and takes. And for this one, Julie, who joined me at the last one, will be doing some scrapbooking make and takes, and I will be doing card make and takes. And if you decide you don't want to do make and takes, well, you just have some craft supplies to do whatever you wish with. It's entirely up to you. We will also be helping the camp fundraising and with their fundraising efforts, because I'm going to take some supplies and invite anyone who wishes to make a card or 2 that we will donate to the camp, and then they sell the cards and use the money to help send kids to camp, kids that are not able to afford camp otherwise. So that is a totally worthwhile cause, and you get to craft. Like, you get to craft and make things, and then it helps someone. So that's just totally awesome in my opinion. Um, and we will have lots of draws, door prizes, and things like that. Just a really fun weekend. So I would love to have you join me. And so if you want to register, you can contact me at greatstamping@gmail.com or messenger me, Great Stamping with Connie. Contact me through my website, greatstampingwithconnie.com. Reach out however you wish, and I will get you the information you need. We'll get you registered, and I think you will love it. Can't imagine anybody being disappointed with this weekend. It's just way too awesome. It is a truly wonderful weekend. And good for the soul. As women, we need time to get away and recharge, and this is a great way to do it. I suppose men need it too, but I'm not a man, so I can't really speak for them. I know I need it, and I know it's awesome. So I'm not sure I'm going to end up using all of these. Yeah, well, cut some more of these dimensionals. The half dimensionals are good for these sort of small, oddly shaped things because they become sort of long and narrow, which is kind of handy for some of these things. It's going to be right down there. This one probably needs a little mini dimensional. It's about all he has room for. So this paper, I haven't actually made any cards with it using the flower side yet. I will. I haven't got that far yet. I just got this recently, and I haven't had a chance to play with it a whole lot. This is the first time I'm playing with this paper, so that's. And I decided I would do this because I wanted to use the Seaside Bay set. So there we go. I'll have another bird to go on here, don't I? Oh, kind of forgot that. I have to go. Oh, this guy's not attached yet. Well, that's good. This seashell's a little bit in the way. Maybe I do just one bird. It might be just one. Change of plans. Which is fine. That happens, right? Oh my goodness. I hear my cats upstairs. They are getting into things. I don't know. They've become quite the munchkins lately. It's like they know when I'm busy or doing something. It's like their opportunity to go a little bit wild. Oh, this guy. No, I thought he might be too big, but he's okay. So these little tiny shells are from that stamp that had the 3 shells and the sand on it. I could add a little birdie. I couldn't. One big one and one little one. Maybe we'll do that. I think I'll pop this guy up. You can make these any way you want. Like I said, there isn't a right or a wrong. And that's why I just sort of stamp and die cut a whole bunch of things and set it all out in front of me, and then I just begin to play. And even though I had it laid out in a way that I liked, thought I would put together, I guess I kind of moved some things around and didn't quite work, did it? So we'll do it this way. We'll go with one big and one small bird. And I didn't stamp a sentiment for this guy yet, so I have to do that as well. There we go. There's my paper. Hopefully I can get another one into this spot here, because I don't think I brought any more of this cardstock. Ooh. Okay. Go. This one has the same sentiment as the last one because I'm, like I said, I need to stock up on some sympathy cards so that I have some ready. If you haven't used art punches, they are awesome. You want to stamp first, and then you can line it up in your punch. And that's why we do it this way and not what you might think is right way up. So you can see where you're punching and make sure you have everything lined up the way you want it. Top this up with dimensionals. Could even put a little shell to this for an embellishment, couldn't I? I don't know that I'm going to do this, but well, maybe I will. Oh, I kind of like that. I should have had it down just a little bit, but I think it'll work. It's very close to the top. Maybe I'll move this down a smidge. Smidge. That's a crafting measurement. It's like a beanie bit. If you've hung out with me at all, you've heard me use both of those, haven't you? Okay, I'll put that. I did not get that straight. Get it up here. Yeah. And then I'm just going to glue this on as my little embellishment. Now it is going to hang over the top, so I want to make sure my glue goes just at the bottom. Oh, I grabbed the wrong glue bottle. I think that one's empty. I just haven't given it, one last squeeze and decided that it needs to go into the trash. There. Oh, I like that. That's kind of fun. Look at that. Creating on the fly. Not really something new for me. Oh, Mr. Troublemaker has returned. Don't know what he's been into, but I'll find out later. Okay. Oh, I'm sure if we start with this rate. Oscar, what is the problem? There we go. Second card. I'm not trying to use him. And one more I have cut and prepared for. I thought I would give this a try. This one is a whole lot more monochromatic. And I did it with the mossy meadow background, but I did all my stamping with the evening evergreen. And so now I'm wondering if perhaps I should use the evening evergreen background. I think that may work better. So I'm going to set this aside and let's get at this one. So a couple things I wanted to share with you as I create this card. So again, I have, oh my goodness, now they're both talking to me. Felix. Felix almost never talks. This is sort of unusual. So I was thinking that I would keep this completely green, just to see how it turns out. I'm not positive I'm going to love it, but you know, if you don't try, you don't know, right? So, and I also have 2 pieces of bottom border this time. So I'm going to stamp them with the Evening Evergreen, but I want to stamp off because I think full strength would be very dark. And so I'm going to just, because even stamping off, it seems quite intense. And look it up. Look at that. Little too boisterous with my stamping there. So I'm just adding some ink to create some texture on this, but I'm stamping off because I don't want it so intense or so dark, I guess is maybe an easier way to sort of think about it. I suppose I could have used succulent or something, just, you know, same color tone, but a lighter version, but that's okay. We've done it now. Oh, and I could stamp my sentiment while I'm here, couldn't I? A piece of this time very vanilla cardstock. And again, oop. Not sure what I was doing there, but it didn't work well. Much better. Okay. Close the ink. That over there. And then let's get this guy punched out. Now, you know what? What do I have? I didn't cut any green. So I'm going to put this in the middle because I don't have seashells to add to it this time. If I cut the green seashell, that might have looked nice on there, but I didn't cut any of those. So we're going to stick with just the sentiment. Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done there? But it's the back. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with these 2 guys is layer them. I don't know which I want layered first. I don't know that it matters. I think, okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals, small dimensionals, just on this piece. Well, I guess I didn't really need small dimensionals because I'm going to do it everywhere because it has to. Is that what I want? Yeah, so I'm going to pop up the whole thing. So it didn't really need to be small, but it is. So we'll keep going. And I'm just alternating this top and bottom with whoopsie all out. But look, we have more. Okay, and then this piece, sorry, I gotta get all of these backs off of here. That's the problem with the little ones. Too many backs to take off. If I use bigger ones, I would spread them apart more. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And then this should. How am I going to do this? If I do this, but I don't want that to go down because I want to tuck this underneath. So just letting it fall ever so slightly. Where's my, oh, there we go. Take where I go. I know I have a lot of stuff on my desk right now. So this is still in the camera. Come on. No. It's not. I have it going. Okay, so I guess I could have made the first piece the whole length that I wanted, and then the second piece would have sat right on top of it. But this will work as well. There we go. And then I'll stick it down. So now we have a ridge in our sand. And where are we going to put our little bird? Maybe there. And I'm just going to start gluing some of these pieces down, and we'll create on the fly again. If you haven't seen the Seaside Bay suite, it is a gorgeous suite. There's the stamp and the dies that I've been using today, and there is some gorgeous specialty designer series paper and some gems, all sorts of wonderful things in the suite. You don't have to get the whole suite. You can just order bits and pieces as you choose, but there is lots and lots of lovely things. Now, I think if you have this plant standing up, so above on the bottom, dangling, I think it would get bent very, very easily. So just a little caution to you. I'm not saying don't do it, but just beware. So we'll just stick the seashell in there instead. And then, and use one of these, but I'll pop this up so that you notice it a little bit more, because this is going to be very vanilla on very vanilla. This, there we go. Okay, and then okay, maybe I'll pop this bird up. Some little birds that we can. Don't know that I want to be very vanilla. Vegetation. Dangle at least one of these guys over the edge. There's some. Using liquid glue just on the bottom of him. And I'm going to put him right there. And he will be popped up a little bit, and we will give him one friend. I'll put him on with a dimensional. So a lot of times when we stamp things, we stamp and then we punch them out. Oh, we can put this over. Maybe just not sure. Maybe we'll just add one more bird. Maybe we should. I can't move him now. Maybe I'll put one more seashell over the edge in the vanilla. Because there's the symmetry thing that I struggle with. So we go. I'm going to put the sentiment on with dimensionals. Oops. So I was saying, generally when we're teaching people how to make cards, we suggest that they stamp and then punch, or stamp and then die cut, because then you can center things around your stamping. But especially when we ran into this little thing called a pandemic, that option didn't work as well. And so a lot of times I would send die cut pieces to people for card making, like this. And so it's difficult to stamp and then die cut, since I can't send stamped images. I can send die cut pieces, so I can put this in your kit. I just can't put this in your kit. So there's different ways to do this. And if it's photopolymer, of course, you can see through the stamp. But when it's red rubber like this, it's a little bit trickier. So here's something that I have done, and I did it for a lot of these, and it worked really well. So hopefully, so I've inked this, it's facing up, and now I've flipped my die cut piece upside down, and I'm just going to, you have to be very careful. You have to hover and then set it straight down, and then you don't want to move it. And then I like to grab another block. This one is still inky, but it will work, because I'm going to turn it upside down, and then I'm just going to use that to press. And the reason I say use a block is because it's firm, it's solid, it's flat, it's all the things that your desk would have been had you stamped it right side up, or other way around, I guess. And there we have it. Now he's a little low, but then what you can always do is just grab your paper snips and trim a little bit of this off if you want. You don't have to, but the die would have cut it just a little bit closer, because it would have had it up a little bit more. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that as an option if you are trying to die cut things. Now you could see this is a backwards cut for me, but I could trim just a little bit off of here blindly, hoping for the best. Okay, I could possibly do a little bit more, but I'm going to stop there. I think you get the idea. And then you have, so it's just another way that you can put an image onto a die cut piece. I'm going to finish this card. We should do that. I'm so excited to show you the inking of the stamp and then laying the cardstock on top, the die cut. So this is different. It's very monochrome, but I think I like it. We'll sit back and take a look in just a moment. There we go. And these gems that I had been using, that I set down somewhere safe. Where Okay. Maybe this card doesn't get gems on it. Where did I put them? They're not on the floor. In the stack, they're not on the table. And they don't look like they got returned to my bin because they should be right near the top. They should be on the top. That's where they should. Oh, look, there they are. Put them in my marker bin. That was a little bit silly, but anyway, that's where they were. And so I'm just going to plunk one gem right there on him. And I think that's all we need. So there you go. So that's a little bit of a different way to create cards, you know, get all your bits and pieces ready. I didn't really know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. I just knew that I wanted to use the Seaside Bay stamp set and dies, and I wanted to use that designer series paper. And that's how it goes. So little bit different way to create perhaps, but creating is all about trying new things and changing it up, and all of a sudden out of it comes something hopefully wonderful, usually wonderful. That's it for today for my craft spot. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are watching this on replay, please leave a comment. Let me know that you've had a look. Let me know what you think of the cards. And if you are interested in my retreat, please reach out and I will get you all the information you need. We'll get you registered for an awesome weekend. That's it for today. We will see you again really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.